Mr. Secretary, I want to do a follow-up question. You mentioned civic or citizenship responsibilities that fall upon all of us. I'm curious as to your thoughts about a military draft. Do you support the notion of one? If not, why not?
Milton Friedman persuaded me to introduce legislation in the Congress in the 1960s to move away from the draft system, compulsion, to an all-volunteer army. I thought about it a good deal, and what we were basically doing is what we were saying in the society is, since 1940, 41, when the draft was imposed, still into the mid-1960s, we said to the American people that some of you, a very small number, are going to do what we want you to do, and you're going to serve in the military. Women, don't worry about it, you don't have to. Teachers, don't worry about it, you don't have to. Students, don't worry about it, you don't have to. Married people, you don't have to do it, don't worry. Conscientious objectors, not to worry about it. But the rest of you, that smaller universe, you're going to serve, and by the way, we're going to pay you about 50 or 60% of the civilian manpower market. And Milton Friedman said to me, you know, there are people who like that. Teachers liked it. The military liked it. The military was the only vocation in our society that we said was so important that people had to do it. Now, the only reason we had to make people to do it was because we didn't pay them a fair market wage. All you have to do is, like any other activity in our society, is be competitive and pay people what they deserve in the marketplace. So I introduced the legislation, and thanks to Richard Nixon, who came into office and decided that was the best thing for our country. It got through the Congress, and it was implemented, and you know today that every single person who's serving there is serving there because they want to. They're proud to be there, and that anyone who doesn't want to serve isn't there. And that's their privilege, too. You also know that we have today the finest military on the face of the earth, without question. And to those who say, well, it would be good for people to have to serve, and that's true. I mean, I don't know people in the military who don't come out feeling that they're glad they serve, they're proud they serve, they learn, they're given responsibility at a younger age. And for those who say, well, we ought to force people to serve so that they'll have that experience and feel that they've served their country, my answer to that is, that's our responsibility as parents. If we want to encourage people to serve in the military or to serve their country in another way, let's do that as parents. Let's do that in schools. Let's do that in churches. But why do we need the government to tell them they have to do that, whether they want to or not?